what you want, when you want it, where you want it. This is The Mesh.
We'll try not to, like, too much talk over each other, but again, we are girls, and we are...
Agree to disagree.
Okay, moving on. Well, the makeup bottle. It's like a ripped out T-bird from Greece.
Yeah,
You know, she's got that black hair.
Hello, hello. It is time for Chick Chat again here on themesh.tv. We are so glad you're here with us on this hot and steamy June afternoon. Hey, Jeanette.
Hello.
Haven't seen you in a while.
I know, it's been a while.
I know, and so I'm excited because we haven't really talked.
Right.
So we don't know anything. You don't know anything I'm going to bring up to you today.
Nothing.
Which is fun. But thanks for making the trip in here for the studio. This is always fun to chat with my girlfriends for a little while and stuff. But thanks to everybody out there that's listening. I hope you have found us on themesh.tv, where you can find all sorts of shows. Again, at www.themesh.tv. You can find us on iTunes. Also have Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, all that good stuff where you can keep up with everything we're doing. But for today, I am going to talk to you about some new experiences that I'm trying, new things I'm trying, or revisiting some things. But wanted to get Jeanette's opinion on it, and then, of course, your opinion out there. If you have any follow-up questions or anything, please feel free to shoot us an email at info@themesh.tv. Anxious to hear what you think, because, Jeanette, I am watching The Bachelorette.
Oh, okay. I'm not.
I've never watched The Bachelorette.
Yeah.
I am mortified.
Yeah.
It is an absolute train wreck to watch. Is it always like this? I know you're maybe
pretty
not
much
watching
always
this
like
season,
that. Yeah. Yeah, I'm not watching this season, and I feel bad for The Bachelorette.
You have watched before.
Oh, yeah, I've definitely watched before.
Okay.
But I know who The Bachelorette is. I know her backstory from The Bachelor, and she was dumped by The Bachelor after he proposed.
After they got engaged, right?
Right, yes. Kind of like, well, since you never watched it before.
I don't know.
Several years ago, many years ago. I don't know if it's been 10 years or less, but it was a while ago. Kind of the same thing happened on The Bachelor.
Okay.
So, but in that case, the guy he came down to the last two, and he picked his choice, proposed.
She said yes.
She said yes. They were engaged. And you could kind of see his, like, after he said goodbye to the first lady, he, like, broke down and was in tears and was like, I need a minute.
Uh-huh. Extra hard.
Right. But then you're thinking, okay, this is TV, whatever. Then he proposed to the other girl, and she said yes. And so then you get to the show After the Rose.
Like a follow-up reunion show.
It's the last show.
Oh, it
Yes.
is not after.
There's an After the Rose, like almost a tell-all when they're down to the final 2 or 3. Usually. So that's where all the other contestants will come back and talk about their experiences and how they feel about the 2 that were chosen as the finalist, I guess.
Okay.
But after the proposal, there's an after the final after the Rose final. So that's where you see the
after the Rose.
Yes. So that's where the final 3 come back. At this point, The Bachelor and the 2 ladies, the one that he proposed to and the one that he did not. So several years ago, there was this bachelor named Brad, and I can't remember the girls' names, the ladies' names that he proposed to. One of them was on Dancing with the Stars for a while. She used to be a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader.
As a professional or a wannabe dancer?
Professional.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So if I showed her your picture, you'd probably remember you saw her on something. You tell
the story. I'm going to look it up.
So he proposed to her. They came on the show. She's saying, he's been kind of distant. He actually comes on the After the Rose and breaks up with her, saying saying he's in love with the other person that he let go.
Okay.
And he would prefer to be with her.
On the show?
On the show. Yes. So, I mean, they're still together. But
him and the new person?
Him and the one that he said, I made a mistake. The one that he let the one go that he proposed to. The one that he told the one that he proposed to, I want to say her name was like...
So he chose Emily
Melissa.
Maynard.
He chose Melissa.
Oh, I know you know what you're talking about.
That's yes.
Yeah, she was on Dancing with the Stars.
Yeah, I couldn't think of her name for all, but it just came to me, Melissa.
I think I know who you're talking about. But am I thinking is this season 15? Brad Womack.
Is that with
Emily Maynard?
No, Emily's the one from Charlotte, right?
Yeah, she's the race car driver's or widow.
No,
not him.
I think his name might not have been Brad. Type in Melissa.
Melissa Bachelor.
Bachelor, yes.
Melissa Rycroft.
Mm-hmm. That's it. So he dumped Melissa and chose the other lady.
Yeah, I remember her.
And then he ended up marrying her, and they have kids, and now they're still together. So this has happened before.
Okay. Well, Jason,
yeah.
Jason rejects Melissa. No, that was a clip. Jason and Melissa break up. Oh man, they're all kinds of stuff. Oh, I see his face now. I know who you're talking about.
So
they actually, yes, okay.
So it's this story has happened before. Actually. Yeah, this story has happened before. It's just at this point, I'm kind of over it. Like, I get it. She was dumped. Let's make her the Bachelorette. But at the same time, I'm like,
there's only like 2 couples or something in history that are actually still married,
the first Bachelorette and her husband, Trista.
Yes.
And her husband.
Ryan.
Yes. Catherine and some other guy that was on The Bachelor. I don't know. Yeah, see, I stopped watching after a while.
Yeah. So I figured I would try watching because I was curious. I'm trying to just feel sort of I'm starting to see more and more on social media about interacting with some of these people, and some podcasts have come across as like recommendations for me, and everything has stupid Bachelorette on it. And so I was like, I need to figure this out. So I'm like, okay, I'm going to watch this season. Surely there's so many people on, like, for example, my Instagram story feed that people are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe this happened on The Bachelorette and this and this and this, or when The Bachelor was on, they're talking about that. And I'm always like, I don't get it. So I made myself watch it this year. It is so hard to watch.
It's ridiculous.
These grown men are embarrassing. I mean, I feel like they're I don't know. Some of them get called out. Some of them I genuinely get it. Like, there's just, when you have a connection with somebody, you have a connection. Sure. I'm not denying that can happen. But there's some people that are like bawling when they're getting sent home like 2 weeks in. And I'm like, you've spent 4 days total with her.
I think the difference now between early days of The Bachelor and The Bachelorette, reality TV when The Bachelor and Bachelorette was just kind of in its prime. It was starting. We had just gotten with Survivor and all those things. And even the first Bachelor they chose, like, if you go back now, you'd be like, oh, that's an interesting choice, right?
Yes. And I remember,
it was kind of like these are real people who are actually, it was like a dating show. Mm-hmm. Now I feel like, because now after The Bachelor
now it's like a model
or
thing.
The Bachelorette, there's Bachelor in Paradise. So I feel like all these people
they keep
are
talking about that.
Yeah.
I don't know what Bachelor in Paradise is.
It's basically real world at the beach for people from The Bachelor and Bachelorette who were not chosen, who were let go by.
Hoping that they will match up?
Yes.
Oh.
So it's like a dating show after the dating show.
It's the consolation round?
It's salacious.
Oh.
It's a bunch of people running around in bathing suits, going on dates. It's random.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a lot of times where the people are like, oh, she's not going to choose me, but let me up my ante.
Yeah.
And see if I can get on Bachelor in Paradise.
See, they're all just trying, because even this one guy, so last night it was on.
Yeah.
I watched. I always try to watch on a little bit of a delay, or it seems I always have to. But, so I've got 3 guys that I like.
Okay.
I've got 3 guys that I like. As of right now, I know things can change, whatever. But there's 2 guys that I didn't like. And last night, they had a 2-on-1 date. Mm-hmm. They hate each other. And I'm sure production or something kind of lined that up because everybody was like, oh, snap, you got to put these 2 together, right? So these 2, they fight in the house. They're hating life with each other, right? Oh, speaking of, one of them, they start off this episode with, not this episode, but a previous one, with him being wheeled off on a stretcher and like blood everywhere. And you're like, what is going on? It's in the middle of the night. People are like, oh my gosh, I can't believe how much blood there was. And like, holy crap, how did this happen? Blah, blah, blah. And then you see Chris Harrison going to Becca's house and or apartment, whatever, and saying, hey, so-and-so's in the hospital, in intensive care. And she's like, what? And he's like, yeah, he's got lost his teeth, broke his nose, 2 black eyes, stitches, blood everywhere. And she freaks out and was like, who did this to him? Yeah. And then Chris is like, well, he fell out of his bunk bed.
Stop it. Stop it. First of all, you guys are too old to be sleeping.
Listen, fell out of the bunk bed in the bachelor house, okay? Fell out of the bunk bed in the middle of the night onto the concrete tile floors.
Oh my gosh.
Just rolled over in his sleep and dropped from the top down face first onto the tile floors. So initially smushed everything in his face. And they said that when they saw him, he was just laying in a, stiff as a board, face down in a puddle of blood.
Oh my gosh.
I mean, could you imagine? I mean, it's funny that it's a bunk bed, but on the other end, you're like, ouch. That's the worst.
That's crazy. Yeah.
So, anyway, he's one of the ones that I don't like, though, because he tries to start a fight with this other guy.
But he's okay now.
He's fine now. He did have to
go
to the hospital.
2-on-1 date.
He did.
Okay.
He did the 2-on-1 date. So, when they start talking about the 2-on-1 date, which, again, I don't know what they're talking about. All the guys were like, oh, one of them's going home, because apparently that's kind of just how its reputation
Only one
has
person,
been.
2 go, 1 comes back.
Wow. So, yeah, because they actually show, the hotel, lobby lady come up and grab a suitcase and not talk to anybody. She just takes the suitcase out.
Just production.
I was like, this is so dramatic. Right. So, and last night she sent both of them home.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah,
So,
Becca don't play around.
Well,
she's
what
sent
they
a couple
did
people
there,
home recently during ceremonies, beforehand and stuff. Again, I'm sure this has happened in the past, but for me watching it, where it's supposed to be this pomp and circumstance, there was even one show where she came in and was like, "We're not having a cocktail party tonight because I already know what I want to do, so I'm handing out roses right now."
Yeah,
and they handed out roses, and then she was like, "Have a good night," and left. And all the guys were like,
we're kind of making it mad.
what now? Yeah. But, and this dude pissed her off last night during the cocktail party because he was being whiny about, not having enough time with her. And it's funny. It's weird for me to think that this is real.
Right. So, and what they did last night, Rachel, the bachelorette before her, because it goes bachelorette, bachelor, or bachelor, bachelorette, bachelorette. So, the previous bachelorette, who is still with the guy that she chose,
okay,
they did the same type of 2-on-1 date, picked the 2 guys that hated each other, that fought in the house, and I mean, and I guess that's the issue I have. It's kind of like when we talk about Big Brother. Mix it up. I'm tired of seeing the same thing season after season, just with different people.
Yeah.
It's predictable.
Absolutely. We all know when a double eviction's coming. Right. We all know when and I mean, like I said, they were talking about it last night. They were on TV saying it's double 2-on-1. One of them's going home.
We got 8 weeks left. There's 13 guys here.
Exactly. Yeah. And then when she takes him out there, she was like, "Oh, I know 2-on-1s get a bad rap, but I can do whatever I want. I don't have to send one home. I don't have to, or whatever."
Yeah, but if you don't send one home tonight, you got to send 3 home next week.
She's like, "So I'm going to send both of you home." Yeah. So she did, but. Anyway, so I have 3 favorites. Okay. I'm going to show you their pictures really quick, just so you can know, and it can be documented who I'm pulling for.
Okay.
And I'll explain that in just a minute. But right now, I'm pulling for Blake.
Okay.
That's one of them. Only downside with Blake is his Brandon Walsh hair from 90210.
It does, yes.
Okay.
Does he have the sideburns to go with it?
Oh, no. I wish they were a little more prominent. Blake, I dig him. This is Colton. Okay. Colton ran into a little trouble at the first of the season because at the end of, a year ago, he was dating Tia, who was one of apparently a contestant on Ari's season of The Bachelor.
Okay. I didn't know that.
Yes.
But he recently broke up with a gymnast, a U.S. Olympic gymnast, Allie Raisman.
Yes.
So they were
that
like, aren't you dating someone?
Right. So he was not, yeah. So he went out with one of the contestants from The Bachelor. And apparently, I guess whenever they select the guys for The Bachelorette, they don't always know who the Bachelorette's going to be.
Right.
At first.
Right.
So he has to fess up and tell Becca, the current Bachelorette, oh, P.S., I dated your friend Tia.
Nice.
He's like, but it was like real quick. We went out a couple times and that was it.
Okay.
Well, Becca had already planned to have like her girlfriends come in and meet all the guys recently, Tia being one of them. Tia shows up and like stares down Colton. Colton's like, oh crap. And then...
Because she thought they were still dating?
No,
okay.
But she was just like, this is weird.
Right.
You know? So Becca confronts Tia and she was like, do you think that Colton thought it was going to be you being the Bachelorette? And that's why he's like, he went out for it and stuff. And she was like, well, maybe, you know, I don't know. But, you know, it's all fine. He came clean about it first, which was good because he was super close to getting busted. Because if he would have waited till that one more week, Tia would have been there. This seems to be the guy that everybody's kind of pulling for online, but I do genuinely like him. Like I like watching him on the show. He's clever, but he's also he kind of keeps to himself about stuff. Like he's not starting drama with the other guys. Okay, you know, I mean that all helps. And then there's one more.
So that Colton you're talking about?
Yes.
Okay.
So there's Blake, Colton, and this is my last one. That's my top 3. This is Garrett.
Oh, he's cute.
Okay, yeah. Mm-hmm. So those 3 are who I'm pulling for. And I would like that noted publicly here because I also ventured into something I haven't done in probably almost 20 years. I watched this season of Survivor.
Oh, okay.
Yes. So I think we even mentioned it last episode. They were doing Ghost Island. And... my family watches Survivor like pretty religiously.
Okay.
Have watched like every season. I, however, watched maybe it was the first or second season when I was in college. And it was, all I know about it was that it was the one that Colby was on.
Yeah, I watched a few of them. And I think after Australia, I don't remember any watching any after that.
I just remember the name Colby and that he was good looking. You know, like that's how I equate that. But anyway, watched Survivor. Found it incredibly gratifying that people that rag on Big Brother, such as my big brother, like my literal big brother, who is obsessed with Survivor, watches it every year, you know, doesn't miss an episode, could name all the challenges, could name all the past characters, everything. He thinks it's ridiculous that I watch Big Brother. Survivor is the same thing.
Oh, outside.
Yes.
Straight on an
you just
island
don't have an inside, and Big Brother, you can't really go outside.
Right.
It is the same thing.
Yeah.
So
they have to play games to advance.
Yes, you have to play games. You have to be a little conniving.
There's a team who's up for eviction every.
Yes, there's little alliances.
Yes,
you're putting up people. You're voting for people. There's diary rooms.
Yeah.
I'm baffled. I came in every episode and was telling my brother why are you ragging on me about Big Brother? He's like, it's not the same. No, it's
exactly the same.
Absolutely the same thing.
It's exactly the same.
Except one group gets showers regularly and the other one's doesn't. Yeah.
I mean, yeah, their chances of getting injured are higher on Survivor.
Sure.
But it's the concept is completely the same.
Absolutely. Even some of the games, puzzles and stuff, are kind of just silly after a while. You know, they do a bunch of them. Anywho.
One person has immunity, the head of household.
Yes. Also known as head of the island. Yes. I mean, that's what it is, right? So I watched this whole season of Survivor, and early on, I picked my favorite, who ended up winning.
Oh.
Yeah, he was the winner. He was the ultimate survivor.
Awesome.
Yes. He outlast or whatever.
Yes. Yeah, and even the taglines are almost the same.
Absolutely. I know. Expect the unexpected outside. That's it. So I did. I watched Survivor, and now I'm watching The Bachelorette.
Yeah. Don't get bit by a scorpion versus try not to have a lot of ants in the house.
It's really
clean up
the same. Yeah. Yes. Empty the trash.
Empty the trash, or else you'll have ants.
Yeah.
They have ants every season.
But they also do, like, some of the stuff where, you know, some of the things on Big Brother, which, as we're discussing this right now, Big Brother comes on tomorrow.
What?
Tomorrow's the day.
I did not know.
Jeanette,
I told you on World Cup TV.
Yes. World Cup is on right now. We are not a
seen the
soccer
commercials.
household. You are very much a soccer household.
Yes.
Your daughter is
yeah.
really into it, right? Did you
There.
play soccer?
I did not.
Oh, no. It's one of these, my husband your husband didn't play soccer. No, he's a football guy, right?
Football player, yeah.
So, yeah, my husband and I didn't play soccer either. And so we were kind of like, when our kids took the little bumblebee soccer that every kid has to take,
Yeah.
it feels like, right? Like, we were like, I don't know the rules.
Yeah.
Like, you just kind of throw your hands up and watch. I'm sure you're professional now because
now
your
we
daughter's
we think we did play.
Absolutely.
It's like you have to remind me that I did not play.
You've never played soccer before.
Because I think I know all the rules
That's
and
right.
what she should do when she's out there.
So, so World Cup's on. Okay, so back to...
I haven't seen the commercials for Big Brother at all.
Yes, it is coming on tomorrow,
Exciting.
the 27th of June.
Okay.
Okay?
Yes.
DVR set.
Yeah.
Okay.
Am I going to like people in here?
I don't know. Well, I've looked through the little...
There's nobody returning, right? So far.
Not that they've announced,
Okay.
no. In the people that they did the, meet the house guests, and it's like just their bio with a little thing, There's definitely some that fit every stereotype that they put in there. They do there's like a really weird, nerdy kid. There's like some jocks. There's a couple like...
Somebody's dad or grandparent.
Right. Yes, there's like a mom in here, but she's like super hippie.
Okay.
But she's got like 3 kids or something, and she's really loud and awkward. And there's like the surfer guy that's like, I might hook up with girls, I don't know, And then there's like the girl that's super pretty, but she's like, I went to Harvard or whatever it is, and it's the same typical stuff. We'll just see what happens.
See who starts showmances and who starts alliances day one.
This is the 20th year or 20th season.
20th?
Yeah.
Okay. Because they did that little online thingy, right?
This is the big 2-0 this year. So I feel like
they should have done something big.
There's something that might be coming. Like, I'm just wondering how they do it.
My wish is always Dr. Willem and Mike Boogie. They're always my wish every year. I'm like, did they make it? I know they're 50 and 60 years old. But no, I'm just kidding. But I would love to have them on there.
I would. Well, they brought Boogie back, not too long ago.
Well,
he played with Ian and stuff. But I just want some good old... everybody back
even
on.
If it's just them hosting games or just doing diary rooms,
just be the go-to commentators or something. I think that'd be great. There's a welder on there who's a cute female.
Okay,
but she's a welder. There's a guy who is a former FBI guy, and so he's playing the whole like, oh yeah, everybody knows Derek. Like that's how. Sure, but he's already said, no, I'm not telling people that's what I do.
I would not either.
No, absolutely not.
That's how Derek won.
Who is one of my ultimate favorites.
And he has like his own shows now.
I know, I love it.
I love Derek.
He's
Derek. My favorite, besides Mike and Will.
Mike and Will, yeah. So there's a college student. There's a female pro football player.
Okay.
So from one of the women's leagues where they, do like arena sports sort of.
Okay.
She's a pro football player. There's the surfer. I think he's from Hilton Head, which is really close to us, and they're in South Carolina. There is a girl who is from Missouri. She's a flight attendant, but she is also a previous like Miss Missouri, I think. Yeah, something like that. There's a life coach who I am sure is going to tick me off.
Oh, yeah, because they'll be trying to get in everybody's business.
Absolutely. There's the, like, classic all-American boy look, guy, whatever. This mom, by the way, she calls herself Rockstar. She's from Maryland. She's a stay-at-home mom. She describes herself in 3 words as eclectic, entertaining, and magical.
Oh.
Yeah, I'll show you her picture.
Okay.
And when she talks, it's really bizarre. Like, I can't tell what she's doing with her voice. I don't really know. But rock star, a stay-at-home mom. And then there's a boy who's on here named JC, and he's a dancer, but he's also all of his interviews that I saw were like talking about how incredibly short he is and how incredibly influenced by people picking on him he is for that.
Okay.
I just don't want to, like, hopefully it's not setting him up for
right.
Whoops. So anyway, that's it. Like, I'm hoping that it's going to be a interesting season. Well, there's more. There's a couple more. Anyway, let me find this girl right here. Let's see. Rockstar. So she got interviewed by Ross.
Oh,
yeah.
Yes.
So Ross and Marissa have done all the pre-show interviews.
Okay. I love Ross.
It's amazing. That's perfect, right? So I want to see if I can pull up this girl's voice so you can hear her on how she is super, like, out there. I don't know. But it's I'm hoping that there's some sort of twist or something special. They did give a tour of the house, which is, it's got a rock climbing wall in it, and the living room is on a Lazy Susan, essentially. It rotates around. You can spin it around if you want to. Here, let me pull this up and let me see if you can hear this.
What's your name? Angela Rockstar. Oh, Ross. Angela Rockstar? Yes. Okay. Is that did you give yourself that name? I did not give myself that name. I was given that name over time. Okay. So it kind of started, like, in high school which was a long time ago. But I would come in with some friends, and my mom would be like, "You guys party like rock stars." And then it just kind of went from there. Then people were calling me. Are we allowed to cuss here? Probably not. Let's not. Okay. Let me ask you this: are you going to be a rock star in the Big Brother house? Yes, I'm a rock star everywhere.
Okay, so she's a rock star everywhere, apparently, but she's a stay-at-home mom.
Okay.
Purple hair, big, thick glasses, crazy tattoos and scarves and stuff. So interested to see where that kind of this is so eclectic mix for what the house usually has.
Right.
Usually the mom's kind of like that comes in and is a mom there,
yeah.
you know, like she's taking care of everybody else.
Right.
I don't know if a rock star is.
I don't know.
I wonder if Rockstar's looking for a kid vacation. So anyway, so that starts up this week.
Okay.
So we'll have something to discuss.
That, yes.
Yeah, I know you have to watch that, right?
Yeah, I'll definitely watch that one.
Take a little break from World Cup. Speaking of, did you see the team from Iran? World Cup?
Yeah.
Have you seen their pictures?
I mean, no. I just saw the people on the field.
Yeah.
In general, there have been some pretty good-looking guys on the soccer field.
Yes. I'm looking up their team picture, but America's not in it. Who are you pulling for?
So we've kind of been pulling for Portugal because my daughter, she loves all the big names. She loves,
sure, yeah.
She loves Cristiano Ronaldo.
Yeah,
she loves Leonardo Messi, and she loves Neymar. So it's kind of like Portugal, Argentina, and Brazil.
Yes.
But she really likes France. We like just good soccer. So it's like, so we're not really pulling for anyone in particular, but we would really like to see the good teams compete against each other.
Well, absolutely. My brother-in-law looks like Messi.
Does he?
Yeah. Yeah. We told him that, and now he's
changing his look up.
I didn't realize that was a big deal. Like that people really, I didn't realize that apparently Messi is like, one of the best in the world, right?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
See, I had no idea. Never heard of him. But then we were like, wow, that looks like Kieran.
Uh-huh.
And then so we texted Kieran, who's British but lives in Chicago now. And he was like, haha, thank you. Like, you know, I mean, he's just, and my sister-in-law was like, thanks a lot, guys. Like,
now he's buying an Argentina jersey.
He can't get his head through the door now. You know, I mean, thanks for telling him he looks like this. I can't find the picture of the Iran guys, but they basically did like a calendar shoot almost, and they were super, super handsome.
I saw the ones on the field. Was it yesterday?
Yes.
And they were nice looking.
Yes. Yes. Not horrible.
No,
not
they weren't bad
horrible to follow.
And you know, there's some of those soccer players where they look like they've just played a game of soccer.
Right.
Then you have these people who come off the field like you just watched them play soccer. Like you saw them out there.
Yeah.
And they're coming off the field and their hair looks gorgeous.
Yes.
Their body is like tanned and glistening.
They're just glistening, not sweating.
Right. And I'm like,
I've seen that too.
Oh.
Yeah.
As opposed to my kid who comes off the field and she's like, carry me.
I can't
walk anymore. Her hair's all over her head. It's like how did you get dirt here on your ear? Like, what happened?
Yeah, and these guys, I mean, I do kind of pick on them just a tiny bit about the dramatics that happen.
Super dramatic.
Right?
That's the one thing about the World Cup that annoys me. And again, maybe it's from coming from... It doesn't happen a lot in kids soccer, obviously.
Sure.
I mean, there are injuries, but they're legit. Like, you just saw your kid fly through the air and land, and it hurts a little.
Right. And first time it's probably happened.
Right.
Yeah.
But I will say this. In watching women's professional soccer versus the men's professional soccer, this does not happen half as much in the women's game.
Really?
Not as much. I mean, obviously, yes, there's fouls where people fall. But you don't see these, he just ran by me and I caught a whiff of his jersey, so now I'm like laid out on the back.
Yes.
It happens more so in the women's game with certain countries, like towards the end of the game, in order to delay the game because it's in their favor.
Right.
They'll start
it's
faking
planned.
injuries.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
Sure.
But this is like, once the whistle blows, within the first 5 minutes, somebody's on the ground.
These people are crying, and it's ridiculous. They're flailing around on the ground, and I'm like, get up. Like,
there's so many things. Right.
Saw what happened. You're on television.
And you'll see people like hit, and they'll go,
yeah. Oh. It's like, you're on television.
It's like a delayed reaction.
Yes. So we went the other day. So my daughter right now, speaking of, today's my daughter's birthday. Give a little shout out to Charlotte.
Happy birthday, Charlotte.
She's turning 11 today.
Awesome.
Yes. She's at softball camp doing what she loves on her birthday, which is pretty cool. So anyway, so she's really into softball. She really enjoys it, and she's actually really good. Yeah. So, as long as she wants to do it, we'll keep encouraging or letting her do these camps and stuff. And she is... she's played for a long time, but now she's getting into the fast pitch leagues. So now this is, it's just a whole nother level.
Oh, yeah, I played softball.
Did you?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah, it's a whole nother.
It's the first time that that fast pitch ball hits you.
Holy smokes.
It takes your breath away for a long time.
She's been hit multiple times, and now she's gotten so used to it that it's okay because they're learning it's girls throwing squirrely balls. Like, that's just going to happen. Yeah. But, so this was her first year in that league, and she made the All-Star team.
Awesome.
Yeah. So I told her she was like the groundhog of softball because that means 6 more weeks at the ball field, when we have All-Stars, which, again, totally fine with, although we had like a birthday party planned, and instead it was an All-Star tournament, so we had to cancel everything. Yeah. Like, we've had to postpone everything. So her summer's been a little screwy right now, which, again, we've told her, if you're into this all-star thing and you want to kind of take on this challenge, then everything's going to be different this summer because your schedule's going to change. You're going to have camp during the day and you're going to have softball at night. And you're going to have to be up for it and ready. And she was just like, I don't care. I want to do it. She's ready. And she's loving it. She is loving it. And they're kids. They're not like us. Right. Like, if I was at a softball camp all day long, like literally 9 to 4, and then I had a game at 6 o'clock.
Yeah.
I'm not chasing a ball. Right. And she's just like bouncing off the walls, ready to go. So fine. But it has been, that's kind of where we have been this summer. And then she takes a break. So anyway, today's her birthday, and we're having to stretch out her birthday, which I've told her is just even cooler. You don't really necessarily, you've got a game tonight. So that's really it, you know. Yeah. Happy birthday. And then, but we'll celebrate this weekend. We're going on vacation next week. We'll celebrate there. Get to stretch it out a little bit. And I was like, hey, you know what? Maybe in August we'll have a birthday party.
Right.
Just cause, whatever. So they're in the district tournament right now, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
So that's what we've been doing with our sports time.
My daughter's been at sports camp. She just came from one this morning. So.
Or she doing soccer stuff?
Always soccer.
Yeah.
But she's the same way.
Yeah.
If it was an all-day soccer thing, she'd go from camp to camp to game to game, and I'm like, I'm tired.
I'm zapped watching you.
Yeah.
way to go, but I'm zapped watching you.
Yeah.
So anyway, we're staying hot and sweaty and dirty. My laundry machine is getting a nice workout this summer.
Do they play 7 innings at this age?
6.
Okay.
6 innings. She's on a 12U team right now. The All-Stars is a 12U team.
Right.
So yeah, it is interesting.
Yeah, you find yourself, the older your kids get in sports, like at some point I was like, I'm doing laundry every day.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I am.
So I'm like,
and then the All-Star team this year, like you have to get All-Star jerseys and all this stuff. Of course, white pants.
Oh yeah, I think my daughter's team is going to white uniforms.
No, it's the
That's
worst.
what I said. I was like, why?
I don't understand. I don't know what I'm supposed to do. Like,
get extra pairs.
Yeah, I told her, I was like, you know what, Charlotte? I kind of think that if you have a little bit of like red dirt sort of stained on the pants, it makes you look tougher.
Oh, I mean, when I was playing, there's only so much you can do for grass stains and dirt stains. They're obviously faded, so they're clean.
Right.
But I don't think I ever played, because I was pretty good at softball.
Yeah.
So I played on all-star teams and things stuff too. So, you always had maybe 1 or 2 pair, maybe 3. But I don't think I played with anybody who didn't have some type of stain.
Bleached white. Yes,
on their pants. Like,
well, that's what I told her. I was like, I think it makes it look tough. Like
you're sliding in the dirt.
Yeah.
It's going to happen. You're diving for balls. I mean,
it
shows
loving
that you actually play the game.
Absolutely, right.
And you're not just sitting there
on the bench.
Right.
Yeah.
We would always look at people with the clean jersey. With the clean ones, like, oh, they're not going to be playing.
they're probably not very good.
We don't have to worry about which side of the field they hit on typically.
So it's new. It's new this year. She's really into it, and we'll kind of see. Her goal is to play school ball at some point. Like, when she gets old enough for the school teams and stuff. So that's really what she wants to do.
There's professional softball leagues now.
Oh, yeah.
For women.
She loves that. And, and I think if she, kept up stuff, she could do something. She's tall. You've seen her.
Tall.
She's super tall for an 11-year-old now. Super tall, and she's got a build for it that's good. So I think, we'll see.
What position does she play?
First.
Awesome.
Yeah. She's long. She can stretch.
Yeah.
And so that's been good. They had her pitching during the regular season. And
everybody
that is
pitches.
Nerve-wracking. I don't like that at all.
Yeah.
I had to tell her, I was like, listen.
But she loves it, doesn't she?
She loves it, of course.
We all love pitching.
Everybody loved pitching. But that one time that the game, went to pits basically, and she was pitching, and afterwards I was like, honey, you just have to deal with the fact that people are going to be like, you were pitching the game that you lost or something, all the blame can fall towards the pitcher on a lot of those things.
Yeah.
I was like, but
and the equivalent to that in soccer is the goalie.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just the way
it's the whole team's fault, because you have
there's plenty other chances
for people to stop the ball before it gets to the goalie.
Yeah.
But if that ball gets in the net, you look at the goalie like, where were you? What happened? I know it got past me.
Clearly your fault.
But I stopped 13 others before that. You had one.
So we've had to have this, these talks. But she had played shortstop before. She's played first most, and that seems to be her thing. But she's pretty versatile. She's a very coachable kid.
Good.
If that makes sense,
Yeah,
and that is, I'm very proud of that, because she's very coachable and respectful. So I'll let her keep playing as long as she's having fun. Yeah, exactly.
Have fun playing softball on your birthday.
Absolutely. I told the camp director that it was birthday on the way out the door today, and he was like, oh, we're going to have fun with that. So I'm hoping they're giving her a little heckling today or something. But anyway, moving on to other. Those were
kids up there.
Side chick chats. Yes, because we have girls.
Yes,
we're talking about sports.
Yeah,
girl sports.
That's right.
Yes. Oh my gosh. Have you watched Queer Eye?
No, not the new one.
No. Jeanette.
Is it good?
Get you a glass of wine and a box of tissues.
A box of tissues?
Oh my gosh. One for when you're crying from laughing so hard, and another from when you're crying because it was the most awesome emotional thing you've ever seen.
What?
You have to watch.
What channel is this on?
It's on Netflix.
Oh. Okay.
You have Netflix?
I do.
Yeah. Just watch it. They're on season 2 now.
What?
Yeah, it just came out a couple of. I don't know, but this show is. I don't care. You got to watch this show. Have you seen who the guys are?
I've seen Karamo, and I remember not liking him on What show was he on?
Real World.
Real World. I remember not liking him.
Me neither. I think he actually got in trouble. But he's amazing on this show.
What?
Yeah, it's so weird.
Did he have a life coach?
He is the life coach.
No, he's not.
He is the life coach.
He's like, I've been there.
Yeah, he's the like culture coach. You know, they each have like their own sections, right? I mean, these guys, oh my gosh, they're amazing. Okay. So for the first you just watch the first season, you'll binge right through it. It's super easy watching. Okay. Jonathan, who does the hair, he's got long hair and like a beard, like a scruffy beard thing, and he's the stylist. I mean, and he's sort of the most, I would say, flamboyant. You know, like he's extremely like giddy and silly and kind of skips and stuff everywhere. He's hilarious. I mean, they're just funny. He's the one that does Game of Thrones. Have you ever heard that?
No.
Oh, okay. Well, it's like a YouTube series. Okay. That he became very popular for. He got hired by Funny or Die. Okay. To do it. So anyway, he does recaps from Game of Thrones every week. Used to. Yeah. And called it Game of Thrones. It was just. It's hilarious. Like, he does it while he's doing somebody's hair. Oh, jeez. It's so funny. So, then the other guys on here, and there's several of them, like, that are married, and, like, a couple of them have kids, and so they talk about, like, their loved ones, and they talk about their stuff. It's just...
All right, I'll give it a try.
I mean, I'm going to need a report from you. Okay. Just watch an episode and just feel happy at night. One night. Just, it's amazing. So I highly recommend you watching Queer Eye on Netflix. Moving along, next thing that I'm going to try out, it's a new series that's coming out, and it is absolutely reality TV, but I'm going to watch it. Very Cavallari.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Totally going to watch that because Kristen Cavallari.
I want to see how she's changed or if she's changed.
Absolutely. From the Hills / Laguna Beach.
Right. I mean, obviously she's changed. She's married with kids now. She's not like out wondering if she should date Tristan or Steven.
Yes. Going after Elsie, whatever.
Does she have a frenemy on this show?
She was the bad girl, essentially, from there, you know, the mean girl. Yeah. And went through kind of a weird stage. However, she's married to Jake Cutler. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And the pro football player who is now retired, but they live in Nashville. And she has started her own jewelry and home line called Uncommon James. And she is wildly successful with it, is opening up like stores. Okay. But she's also like in Nordstrom and Macy's and stuff like that. She also just wrote a cookbook called True Roots because she's one of these clean eaters. Yeah. And, but she cooks for her kids with it. Yeah. So I actually purchased True Roots on Kindle. Or like the Kindle app. Yeah. I wasn't going to buy a hard copy because I don't want to be that much of a poser in my house. But I bought the online version so I could like thumb through it and stuff. And I've actually made a couple of the dips. And like you make like zucchini chips or French fries and stuff, but have these little dips that go with it. And then there's like potato salad and different things in there. Anyway, it's very adulting of her, you know? Yeah. So
I don't know about that because I got pulled in with Jessica Seinfeld's kid book.
Sneaking vegetables in the kids' food?
It did not work in my house. my kid was like, spit it out. And even I tasted it. I was like, oh my God, this is horrible.
It tastes like there's carrots in this.
I thought it was to mask the flavor, not enhance it. This is disgusting. So I'm like...
Did somebody put cauliflower in this? I don't understand.
Right. I'm like, ew. It didn't even look good. It wasn't even like one of those things I could put on her plate because she would stare at it for a while. Like, this is my food?
Right. Wait, what? No. Like, well, I'm curious. You know, I follow her on Instagram. And I love the jewelry line that she's put out, this Uncommon James. I think it looks really...
Doesn't she have a line with... Or does she help... Chinese laundry? Is she like a spokesperson or she helped design their line?
I'm not sure.
Or their model or whatever. I know there was something maybe a few years ago with Chinese laundry with the shoes.
Yeah, it might have been her kickstart even on some of this. Like, I don't know. But you should look it up, Uncommon James, and find out what you think of it. I mean, it's very simplistic type stuff. It's not jewels and rhinestones or anything. It's sort of that everyday wear kind of goes with lots of different things. So I'm kind of just interested to see, because her Instagram videos, I mean, she's literally at home cooking like every day and every night when she's not traveling or whatever. And she'll talk you through some of the recipes as she's doing it. And she'll, of course, reference her book. Like, you know, it's in my recipe, blah, blah, blah. But, like, her kids are screaming in the background. She'll, like, have to pause the video and come back and be like, you know. And she gets up at, like, 5 in the morning and goes and has a little home gym sort of in her basement. And everybody else is asleep, but the dogs come down there with her. And it's just very interesting, like, to see her in a true...
Is it on already?
No. Oh. This is on her Instagram stories.
Oh, okay.
It's just weird to see her in a little bit more of a...
Adult
and motherly and wife role. You know, I mean, she was talking about, like, you know, like, so-and-so's having a sleepover the other night, and, like, she had these other kids there, and she had to make this food, and then she had to do this, and, like... You know, I mean, she doesn't always have a lot of makeup on whenever she's on her videos. Like, she's got her hair up and her baseball hat, whatever. So it's just different to see her in this role. I'm interested to see
her too.
Yeah,
because I mean, in fairness, most people are not like they were in high school.
Absolutely,
which is especially when we were growing up in early 2000, early 90s, early 2000s for Kristen Cavallari's. I mean,
but remember,
it was really cliquish. We didn't have like cell phones, and we didn't have email, no Facebook. It was very different.
Yeah. There were no podcasts.
Right. So, I mean, if you fought with someone, you'd have to wait the next day to see them or call and hang up on them.
Yeah.
You know, like on their house phone.
And so this is, you know, we keep in mind that Kristen was at the very last scene of The Hills as well.
Yeah.
Where they revealed that, like, everything was a stage and it was pretty much scripted. I mean, which we all kind of knew, but, like... That was one of the worst little elements of Elsie was dating Steven, and then here comes this new girl into school, and then he starts dating her, and yes, there was some animosity, but they probably, I'm sure, enhanced it. Yeah. I'm sure they didn't love each other. Sure.
But
everybody...
But God forbid, God forbid anyone is like they were in high school.
Gosh, I don't want to be.
I mean, even just going back to my 20th year reunion, you would think, I mean, you're not looking at someone like, oh, I can't go talk to that group of people because, I mean, everyone's just kind of,
I don't want to be I was in high school.
I don't either. I mean, I had fun in high school.
Sure.
But I don't want to be that person
anymore.
Yeah. I'm really not that person.
Yeah.
No, we all had our mean moments. We all had our nice moments, but...
Or obnoxious. I mean,
moments. Obnoxious.
Amen. Oh my gosh. Well, I'm anxious to see it. You know, there's been, she was recently, I think I mentioned that I listened to Make Spidey Famous Again.
Yes, you did.
That podcast, right. So,
you're part of the people trying to make her famous.
I know. They're hilarious. And they had Kristen on as a guest. And it was just really funny to hear them talking to her.
Yeah.
Because it was a little... It almost sounded like she was like, okay, guys, like, I'm pretty normal now, and like, you guys are
still stuck in high school?
Thirsty. Yeah. And so it's, it was, I got really curious about it. That's when I started following her on Instagram, because I was like, I wonder what she's, like, doing and stuff.
Local authors, illustrators, and storytellers come together to create Storytime Station at The Mesh. Storytime Station is a video podcast that works as a virtual storybook. Each show features a new children's book and new reader. So gather the whole family to listen, learn, and laugh at Storytime Station on themesh.tv.
Speaking of Spidey, so you know our friend Lynn, who lives in Canada. Okay, she's a longtime listener. She's written in some emails and ideas and stuff before, but she sent me a direct message the other day and tells me that she had been listening to Make Spidey Famous.
Yes. Why?
Right.
Because I blame you.
But no. I still listen. I enjoy it. It is entertaining. So I told you that Spencer sells crystals, right?
Yes.
So Lynn decided, whether it's legit or not, I don't know, but she reaches out to him by direct message.
Yes.
On like Instagram, maybe, I think, and says, hey, I'm coming up on a wedding anniversary with my husband. It's like 15 years or something, and the tradition is crystal for that year.
Okay.
I think I need to buy my husband a crystal. What do you recommend? And sees like what he says. And Spencer starts a conversation with her on DMs. So she screenshots it and sends it to me and was like, OMG.
That's
Look
crazy.
at this. And so I was like, she's like, you need to ask him to be on Chick Chat, like to call in. She's like, he's talking to me here. I'm sure if he's going to like make Spidey famous again, he'll do anything. Just have him call in or do like a little phone recording or something with him. And I'm just like, maybe I will.
Did you
Will Jeanette let me yet?
I will let you.
I haven't done it yet because I don't know.
Nice. I will even be nice.
Okay.
And I will say, okay.
Yeah.
I won't say don't make Spidey famous.
Yes,
I won't say that.
I think he's hilarious. And the way he is with her, I mean, it's Heidi is so like tightly wound, if you will, on parenting that it's really extreme to listen to sometimes. I'm like, I just want to reach through the microphone and be like, Heidi, like put the baby down, let him sleep or whatever.
Yeah.
And, but
she tried so hard for so long to have one.
She did, exactly. But parenting's parenting. And she kind of even says it on the show, which I give her complete credit for. She's always like, look, you don't do it that way, and that's fine, but this is how I do it, and it's what works for us. And I totally get that as a parent. Right. We've been talking a lot about our kids this episode. I think it's only fair to say, like, we all know every kid is totally different to parents. So
I just try not to screw her up too badly.
That's the thing. Like, you're just trying to do what's best for your kid.
Yeah.
And I get that, you know, and you can't really fault the kid for what their parents did in the past either. Right. So whatever. If that was the case, we'd all be screwed. But nonetheless.
Yes. I encourage you to do it. Okay. And I will come in there completely open to the idea.
I mean,
and I will listen if he will call in or if they will call in. Why stop it?
Care.
Let's start with him.
I don't care. Put Gunner the baby on the phone if you want. I don't care.
And I will be nice. Mm-hmm. I promise. Mm-hmm. I will be nice.
We'll see. I'll see what can happen. I mean, you know, like I'll plug the heck out of him.
Might buy a crystal at the end of the show. You never know.
I would totally buy a crystal if he came on my show. I'd buy a couple crystals. Hang that thing from my dashboard mirror, rearview mirror.
Tell everybody where I got it.
I'd put it like around my computer screen up there, get some good mojo.
I'd wear a Spencer's Crystals by Spencer shirt.
Yeah, Pratt Daddy is what he calls him. Pratt Daddy.
I don't know if I'll wear that shirt. If you make me a different shirt,
I told you though that Pratt Daddy is like the hummingbird whisperer. Did you know that? What? He calls them hummers.
Stop it. Okay. You're going to make me change my mind on this.
I know, listen, no. He has videos like he sits and he holds his hand out with like a food dish in it. And hummingbirds just come and sit on his hand and like eat out of his hand.
Okay.
Like, it's really bizarre. Like, he just sits there and he stares at him. He holds it and you see this hummingbird like come and sit right up. And then there's like 4 and 5 on his hand at once.
The power of the crystal.
I think so.
I don't want that.
I kind of want a hummingbird crystal.
I don't.
I want to be like Snow White.
You know, I don't know. Things that fly and hop I'm not into too much.
Oh.
Yeah.
Really? I'd take it. What if one of them started talking to me or something, you know, because I have crystals? Like, I'm thinking like these things could really, I don't know. It's a Pratt Daddy we're talking about.
I'm not wearing that shirt.
Okay.
He can make me a new shirt that says something other than Pratt Daddy.
Maybe. Do you know he hand packages every crystal and puts it in the mail to you?
Who else is going to do it?
Well, I mean, I think that's
like
pretty cool.
Warehouse of this stuff.
Maybe. I don't know.
Where does he get his crystals?
I mean, he's got connections. Like, Lynn even asked him, like, she's like, which one should I get? And he was like, you should do this or this. And she's like, do you have them? And he was like, well, my connection so-and-so has it and blah, blah, blah. Okay. You should do this. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know how he works. I mean, he's not mining them or anything, like out there pulling them out of the San Fernando Valley's walls, but I don't know what's going on. I don't know. We'll see. I might
give it a shot. I'll be
nice. Whatever.
I'll be nice.
Okay. Well, other than that, do you have anything you've been watching or doing other than World Cup?
No.
No?
I don't.
Kind of low-key summer?
Yeah. I mean, I watched Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt, and I got confused because there's only 6 episodes.
Yes.
I didn't realize that this is the last season, which I'm not happy about.
I didn't know that.
And they're splitting the season in half.
So this was part one of final?
Of the finale, yeah. But then, apparently, after this, in a year or two, they're going to do an Unbreakable Kimmy Schmidt movie. Oh. And then that'll be it.
Oh.
I'm not thrilled.
I'm not really sure how the movie's going to be.
I kept going back to Netflix, like, more episodes.
Yeah. Are they going to do, like, the movie from the very beginning?
From what I read, I believe it's wherever this season ends up, they'll kind of, like, wrap it all up. Oh. That makes sense?
Yeah.
Because I don't know if you can wrap it up in 6 episodes without it being a little chaotic.
Forced. Yeah. Okay, well, that's interesting. I didn't realize that.
I don't know what I'm going to do without my Titus Andromeda.
I do love Titus. He's in that new movie that just came out on Netflix. Set It Up, I think it's called. Anyway, it's like these little, Netflix has these little like homespun movies that they've been putting out, and they're very clean to a point. Mm-hmm. Like they're not over the top TVMA type thing, but they're more like TV 14 maybe. But they're just darn good feeling ones, like The Kissing Booth and Set It Up. Anyway, if you need a little weekend watch. Titus. Yeah. He's in that one. He plays Crazy Ted, and it's pretty funny.
I've been waiting for Orange is the New Black, the new season, to come out.
Me too.
Are they coming back with Friends from College? Because I like that.
I do like that, but I haven't heard. That's been a while.
Yeah, it has. I did start going back to watch on Hulu. Yeah. Claws. Have you ever heard of Claws?
Is that the Nails Ladies? Mm-hmm. Okay. I have heard of it, but I have not watched it. Yeah.
I decided to give it for some reason. I was like, because first it was like all over my Facebook feed, and I kept seeing the commercials. And I had seen people like, I can't wait for Claws. I'm like, why? Because when it first came out, I was like, I have no interest. Yeah. So I went back and I started watching the first season. I haven't gotten through it yet. But
how many are there? 2?
Yeah. So okay. The second season is now playing.
Okay.
It's really good.
Yeah?
I mean, if you like... It's a comedy, but it's kind of a dark comedy.
Dark comedy. That's what I figured it might be.
And there's some situational things there. It's not a watch with your kids type thing.
Right.
But and some of it is very predictable, but it's not bad.
Yeah.
It's kind of one of those.
Okay.
The women in it are hilarious.
Okay.
So that makes it better.
Well,
and I mean,
I'll add it to the list. I'll go check it out.
Yes, they do nails, but that's not like the basis of the story.
Yeah.
A lot of their discussions happen in the nail salon. My husband even watched a couple episodes with me. He's like, what are you watching?
Yeah. It's like, is this real? Is this what really happens?
I don't know if you ever watched Scrubs.
Yes.
Carla from Scrubs is in it.
Yes.
But he was even like, is that the lady from Scrubs? And I was like, yeah, it is.
It's been a while since Scrubs has been on. Like, people forget how long ago that was.
The polar opposite.
What she was in there. Yeah.
Like, and I buy it. Like, I don't associate her with Carla.
Yeah.
And the person she plays in Claws, I do not associate with Carla at all in Scrubs. So, yeah, Scrubs was a while ago.
It was. I think, like I said, I think people forget how long ago that was.
And now that Zach Braff is back and Carla's back, I'm kind of waiting.
Zach Braff's not back. Zach Braff got cut.
Did he?
Yeah.
But he was back for a minute.
Alex Sink.
I didn't watch it.
I watched a couple episodes and it was
I did
like,
too.
meh.
That's why
Yeah, it got cut.
But I'm kind of waiting for, what's his friend's name? The guy who played Turk.
Yeah, he does from Clueless and the doctor's commercial.
I need him to be in something. He is so funny.
I love him. Yeah.
I just watched him on To Tell the Truth.
I love that they've brought that back. That's one of my favorites.
That's like what we do on Sundays. We watch Family Feud, To Tell the Truth, and $100,000 pyramid and Match Game. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So, yeah. I'm waiting for him to come back and do something.
I like that. I haven't seen that episode of Tell the Truth yet, though. I have to go look for that. And speaking of Hulu, have you watched, or no, not Hulu, but other alternative TV sources, have you watched Handmaid's Tale?
Yes.
Are you on this season?
Yes.
I just started this season, so don't tell me anything.
I don't know what I can tell you.
I mean, I was going to say, that show is so deep.
So what?
It's so deep, so dark, and creepy and weird, but I can't stop watching it.
I'm like on pins and needles right now.
Really?
Like, this is the first time I've watched something, and I think I know where it's going, but I'm praying it's not.
Oh, no.
And I'm like, oh, my God.
Oh, no.
I'm sitting here going...
How far in are you? Or how far is out?
I'm on.
You're caught up.
I'm caught up.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, speaking of pins and needles, 13 Reasons Why. Mm-hmm. You watched first season?
Yes.
Okay, I just finished the second season, and I'm still like trying to untangle the knots in my stomach.
It took me a while to decompress from the first season.
Absolutely.
Like, I had to immediately watch a comedy, and then I was not ready to go back to drama after that. I had to watch like 3 or 4 comedies in a row.
13 Reasons Why is on Netflix, and it is a what you would think at first, maybe it's supposed to be more of like a high school dramedy or something. It's not. Mm-mm. Don't watch it with your kids. You can discuss topics that you learned about with your children, but I do not support the kids watching it. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I do think it is a great discussion topic to bring up. I think a parent should watch this. I think all parents should watch it, and I think they should be very aware of what's happening in high schools and probably middle schools and stuff too. You know, it is scary, but the show I think is very, very well done.
Your daughter's going to middle school this year, right?
Yeah, she is.
No, my daughter's a year behind. She's technically going to be the same age as me in a couple months, but birthday-wise,
the way it fell.
Yeah, she started school a year later than
yes.
And I'm like holding on to elementary school.
I hated middle school. Like,
see, I didn't hate middle school, but we didn't go to middle school where I grew up until 7th grade. It was 7th and 8th grade, and that was
which is the way it is here now for some schools, but not my school. Our school is still 6th grade, but it's I didn't hate it while I was there,
right?
But then when I look back on it, like I was just like, oh my gosh, like it was so awkward. Everybody was awkward, not just you. Everybody was changing, and everybody was mean, or they were trying so hard, which then makes people mean sometimes.
It's kind of setting you up for where you're going to fall when you get to high school.
Yes, and it's weird.
Yeah.
You know, I don't know.
It's your first interaction with people from different schools and not just yours. So it's kind of that situation with trying to hang on to your elementary school friends while making new friends, but some of your older elementary school friends are starting to make other new friends that you may not click with.
And you know what? My daughter is stoked about that. Charlotte is so excited about middle school.
Well, see, and I was,
you know what she's excited about? One, new school, new kids, which I agree. I think that's great. But 2, she's excited because they have a dress code.
Oh, do they?
Oh, yeah. I'm excited about it,
I would be excited about that. We don't have one where my daughter will go.
Yeah.
Not yet.
It's the middle school and high school have it, so that's good. She's ready for it. It's like, you know, the khaki pants or khaki skirt, collared polo shirts, no logos. You can wear school clothing, like, you know, Go Hawks or whatever it is, but that's it. She's jazzed about it.
Well, see, and I think for kids like Charlotte and from like my daughter Ava, I think it would be exciting for them and maybe an easier transition from them because they do things outside of school.
Yes.
So they've made friends from different schools already that they'll already be there. I think it's an extremely confusing and scary time for kids who don't.
Yeah.
Who all they know are their elementary school friends.
Absolutely.
And it's almost like being thrown from the swimming pool to the ocean and being told to swim.
Yeah.
Yeah. And you got lockers. You don't just sit in one. You've got to change classes. I mean... Well, like we started changing classes in about 4th grade.
That's what they do now.
Okay. I don't think my daughter's changed, except for like specials. They don't really change a lot of classes.
Yeah, this year they've really focused on, I mean, there's literally 3 different teachers that they're going to. But, you know, I was telling Charlotte, like, I mean, it's just a whole new ball game. You know, I mean, there's a lot more responsibility given to you. You've got lockers. You've got, you know, I mean,
that's the one thing my kid's looking forward to.
Absolutely. It's a big deal. Locker. I mean, I don't know how many times she's asked me about the damn locker. Like, when do I get a lock for it? How do I know my code? When do I get to practice it? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, relax.
My daughter wanted me to choose her elementary school because one had lockers, because it's an old converted high school. Like, I'm not choosing an elementary school for you just because it has a locker.
Yeah.
Like, you have a cubby.
Absolutely. Just like everybody else. Get used to it. So anyway, back to 13 Reasons Why. Yeah. If anybody has not watched that, I do encourage it, but it is tough. It is really hard to watch. I would say that, you know, just have an open mind going into it and be prepared for a little bit of controversial stuff. I think.
Do you think it's hard for parents watching this to realize that this is probably an accurate depiction of
I think it's real hard. I think people will feel like it's dramatized a lot, but I just don't think it really is.
I so sympathize with my parents now.
Absolutely.
Like when I was in the moment, when I was a teenager, I didn't get it. I was like, oh, they don't know what I'm doing. They're not worried about anything.
Yeah.
I am like on pins and needles about my daughter, like just going to high school.
Yeah.
It's intense. Watch it and I'm like, and I'm sitting there thinking, as a parent, this is probably actually what high school is like now.
Yeah.
It's probably, I'm sure, enhanced a little bit.
Of course, they've got to make a little Hollywood out of it, but still.
The things that kids are doing happens.
The basis of what the conversation is in the show is absolutely happening because it's always happened.
It has always happened.
You will find instances in this show that resonate with what your memory was of high school.
Yeah.
Because I did.
Yeah.
Like we were saying, it's not going to be the same because we didn't have cell phones and Facebook and Instagram and all these other things, texting or whatever.
Right.
However, that's the technology end of it. The other side of it still happens. You know, like the events and things that we watched on the show, it still happens.
It did. And it happened.
And it was... Not all of it's always good. Some of it was great. You know, I mean, some of high school was awesome.
Right.
And they show that part of it too. Like, I mean, your friendships and your, you know, first girlfriend or boyfriend or whatever it may be, that stuff's intense. But some of the bad stuff, parents need to be aware that some of this stuff's still happening. So maybe go watch it. You go watch the second season and report back for me.
I will.
Yeah, it's crazy. Crazy town. You need to go check it out. Okay, well, that's about all I have. I've been very pleased with my summer of television thus far. Not always good television in the summer. It's about to get a lot better tomorrow because Big Brother comes on. It's the best part of summer. But hopefully all of you out there have been watching some cool things. And please feel free to send us your ideas of things that you watch, things that you like, you want us to check out. Because Jeanette will watch anything. Sure. She's the Mikey of television.
Look, I'll give it a try. I might not make it past episode 1 or 2.
Absolutely, but you'll check it out. Yeah. So we will gladly test anything and try it out. We can be the TV influencers for you. But please follow us on Facebook, Instagram, like the page for themesh.tv. And go ahead and subscribe or like our episodes on iTunes so that we can show up in your news feed whenever we record this. We do it once a month, except when there's like royal weddings or something like that. Right. Whatever.
Gotta prepare.
So hopefully we will be back very soon with some more information, wrapping up summer at that point. I mean, it's already into June. Unbelievable. So we'll be getting towards the end of summer, getting ready to head back our kids to school, and hopefully kicking off some fall television, and maybe hit up a few chatty worthy topics that will surprise everybody with then. So until next time, this is Mary-Margaret. Say goodbye, Jeanette.
Goodbye.
See you later.
You've been listening to The Mesh, an online media network of shows and programs ranging from business to arts, sports to entertainment, music to community. All programs are available on the website as well as through iTunes and YouTube. Check us out online at themesh.tv. Discover other network shows and give us feedback on what you just heard.